Time and time again, I turn to this pasta recipe because most of the ingredients I already have at home. I usually have some fresh pasta in my fridge to make this extra special. What I like about fresh pasta like this linguine is it's silky, it's homemade, and it really does mop up all that delicious sauce. So let's get on with the sauce to start with because this pasta is only going to take 2 to 3 minutes to cook. This is an olive oil based sauce, so you need quite a lot of olive oil. Now I've got this on a medium heat. You don't want it to be too hot because I'm going to start with delicate ingredients like French shallot. So I say in my recipe 1 French shallot. They're usually smaller than this one, but because this one's so large, I'm using half, and that can go into our oil and that can gently start to sweat off. To this, I'll add 2 cloves of garlic and I'll just finely slice them. I kind of want the garlic to stand out, so that's why I'm finely slicing it as opposed to chopping it up so you can't see it. I want to notice the big chunks of garlic in here. Okay, so 2 cloves, and they can also go in just on top of our French shallots. I like to add a pinch of salt at this stage, and we'll just give that a jiggle. Just let that sweat off for a moment. Now once it just starts to soften and just slightly caramelizes, we can add some chili paste. I'm actually using a chopped chili paste here. That's Italian style, so it's got a little bit of garlic through it, so extra garlic, and it's not as hot as others. So I like this one, but you can use whatever you've got on hand. And at this stage, I'm just going to turn the heat to a low heat, or even just turn it off while we get our pasta into the water. So I've got some boiling water there and our linguine. This is enough for 2 to 3 people. And look at these gorgeous ribbons of soft, delicate pasta. Now we always need to salt our water, so I'll take the lid off and in with a good pinch of salt. Be generous with the salt. And in with our pasta. Just separate it a little. In that time, we can finish off this sauce. It's a very fast pasta. We'll add some capers, and I've been quite generous with the capers, little baby capers. We'll place them in. So big, bold Italian flavours. Some tomato paste, or if you've just got some tomato puree, that also works. We'll turn the heat up slightly. We'll give that a stir, and that smells fantastic. Some tuna. I love adding tuna to this. It bulks it out, it gives you a bit of protein in the dish, and I'll just drain it, and we can add that to our pan. And the sauce comes together by using the starchy water of the pasta. So just use a ladleful of that water in with our tuna, and there's something about that starchy water that combines with the oil. It just makes the most divine sauce. So give that a bit of a swirl and just pop that on a low heat. I'm also going to add some herbs to this. Now I like the addition of lots of basil, and we just want to pick off the big stalks, and we're going to add that right at the end, almost like spinach if you like. You want it to wilt slightly just at the end. I've also got some olives, just a small handful of kalamata olives. Give that a swirl. Now it's time to add our pasta. So using tongs, I don't drain my pasta anymore in a colander. It's just so much better to bring your pan to the pasta and place it straight into the sauce. By adding that pasta to the sauce, tossing it around, that pasta is going to absorb all that lovely flavour. So in it goes. And now for the fun part, tossing. Always a good idea not to wear white when you're tossing an oily sauce like this. But look at that. How great does that look when it all comes together? Give it a swirl and a few finishing touches. So all of that basil, we'll add that, just tear it up. And I like the zest of some lemon. Just half of this is fine. Whenever you're using the lemon, you always leave it to the last minute too, so you really can taste it. If you add it at the beginning, it'll completely subside when it hits the heat. Fantastic. We'll grab a plate and some Parmesan cheese. We'll turn that heat off, and I'm going to add all the cheese now. A final toss, and that's looking just perfect. We'll grab the tongs again, and we'll just pile this up. Just in the center of the plate, making sure we get the tuna and the olives and a bit of that sauce. I love pasta like this when it's not swimming in sauce, where you just get those really intense, bold flavors, but it's completely coating each strand of pasta, so you don't need loads of sauce here. And that is a delightful pasta. You know, most of those ingredients you'll have at home. Get some fresh pasta to make it extra special. Dinner done in 15 minutes. That's a dish that makes me very happy.